Fucking went in there with a parachute. Bought a one-way ticket. I jumped off the plane, got out with a machete and a hacksaw, and just fucking decapitated people.
I can't wait to tell my kids, like, how did you and Mom meet? Like, at a video game tournament, son. They're gonna think I'm the biggest fucking loser ever, dude.
No, dude, because by then esport or like video games and everything will just be the fucking wave.
Man.
Like sports will kind of be like fizzing away, and like esports will be skyrocketing, and everyone will be born with a fucking Game Boy 40S75 in their hands.
And you know what's funny is when they do like the history lessons on esports, we're not going to be in it. All the StarCraft kids are going to be in it.
Yeah,
and we've been working way longer than they have, dude.
It's like, and takes posts and
they invented esports in their basement. And it's like, no, fuck you. I'm not going to be in any history books. I don't deserve to be anyway, but...
And then they'll be like, and this one fucking group of people decided to attack this small grassroots organization called StarCraft 2. They like played the game. I have no idea where they came from. I'm pretty sure they were like the Fox News of gaming.
We're the Fox News of gaming, dude. Speaking of which...
Imagine I get on here and...
Did you vote for Ron Paul, man?
Fuck yeah, I voted for Ron Paul.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Too bad it didn't matter.
Right? My brother cut his beard off today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We should just have your brother on that show you were talking about, dude.
Yeah,
you and your brother talk about life and
just fucking nothing.
Politics and talking about fishing and guns.
Yeah, my brother, he can fucking, he's all good with that.
We're live, B-man. Oh, for those of you guys watching, by the way, this is the pre-show. This is where we bullshit talk about life, unless you guys want to talk about Halo.
If you're wondering, yeah, this is a shitty Miller Lite. Don't have a Guinness. Someone tweeted saying, great way to end winter with Halo Council and drinking a beer, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Not a bad idea. Is your shirt too tight, Scott?
Yeah,
a little too
tight? It's called a Woman Attention Deficit Disorder. It's abbreviated WAD. It's when your mom stops paying the fucking attention and she shrinks your clothes.
Okay. Yeah, fuck that.
And then, like, that's like when like random stuff gets broken and all stuff like that. You know, that's It's called Women Attention Deficit.
Are trip over shit and like
because they can't pay attention, dude.
They've got different skills though. They're good at shit that I'll never be good at.
Like, you know, like they actually can multitask better than us.
They're good at caring. They care a
lot. Like they know their feelings. Right? Yeah. For me, it's like you have to like take like a crowbar and like jam it into my chest and like try to pry out a feeling or two. I don't like it. I don't like feelings one bit.
Alright, hold on. I'm loading up Twitch in the other window.
You know what I'm saying, Nick?
No.
Nick, yeah, look at your hair, dude.
Nick doesn't have feelings, dude. He's hardcore.
I know, keep it growing, dude. Throw that shit back that fucking pony.
I thought we were going on a, normal time, 10 p.m. Or,
Surprise.
We like to keep the viewers guessing. But in reality, Dre just wanted to get the show done with, so I respect him for that.
Well, I stayed home from work today, and I got to finish a project, and I got to finish it. Mm-hmm. So I can't be up till fucking 5 a.m. working on that shit.
Does make sense.
Oh. So how was your guys' weeks? What did we do last week?
Nothing. It was spring break. I did nothing.
Nice. Did you play games?
Played a little bit of League. By a little bit, I mean like I crushed some fucking hours in League.
Dude, everybody plays League.
Because it's a great game.
Like,
it's free. There's a skill balance or a skill differential. Skill gap. That's the word.
Easy to get into.
Yeah, it's easy to get into, and it's addicting, dude. The thing I like about it is like Halo and like every other game is like you like join a game and it's like 10 minutes, and then you wait like 3 minutes, and you get another game. It's like a 15-minute game, and then you're like, okay, maybe I should take a break. It's been like 45 minutes. In League, one game has the potential to go from like bare minimum of 20 minutes to like a fucking hour and 5 minutes, and it is just fucking chaos in that time.
But my ADD kicks in about 20 minutes and I get bored as shit.
Well, there's just, dude, once you get past like the initial laning phase and you're like fucking roaming around, that's when shit gets awesome.
Yeah.
You just have to pick a hero you're good with, man.
So GDC was last week in San Francisco, and GDC.
Did you go to?
Yeah. Well, I didn't go to the floor. I didn't go on the floor, but I went to all the after parties. And like every developer I talk to, they all play League of Legends. Every single one of them. The Call of Duty guys, fucking anybody you could think of. Like every conversation I walked into, everyone's drinking beers. I'm like, oh, good, a normal conversation. It's like they're talking about laning and fucking. It's so
They're
good.
like, oh, well, my team abilities. I do AP because it does more damage overall because I love planting mushrooms.
Yep.
And the other guy's like, oh, au contraire, I think AD's better because his poison dart does so much more damage.
Why's my camera sucking?
And Nick, it's because you have a Mac.
No, I'm on my PC right now.
Oh, well, it's because you're on your PC and not your Mac.
Sorry, internet
Right.
connections, dude.
Do we have like an order of shit we're talking about? Did anyone type that in Skype? Because I forgot.
Nope.
Nick?
I want to talk about where we'd be without Halo.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'd be homeless.
You'd be homeless. I would probably be in the military.
Yeah.
Nick would...
Nick would be dead. He'd be in a gang, dude.
I'm being
Nick would
doobie.
be in a gang on fucking the heart of Pittsburgh. The fucking do-rag, pants sagging, and drinking a 40, just fucking whipping his shirt around his head.
All right.
Yep.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go to commercial, and we'll start the show. What do you think?
I think we should wait an hour.
An hour?
Nick, shut up, dude. You're watching basketball.
What do you have to do?
Oh.
What would you be doing in the next
I
hour?
was trying to study straight ripping.
Who cares about Sir Irvin?
Nobody.
Who cares about Halo?
You don't have a team yet. There's no need to study anyone.
Do you do that, Nick?
Shut up.
Like, do you watch
No.
films of other teams and like?
No, that's a fucking myth when people say
Nobody
they do
does
that.
that shit, dude.
Unless you're in another game. No one does that.
I know, like after a game, like with your team, or like you're trying to like bitch at somebody, be like, "Look what you did here, faggot," that kind of stuff. But I don't think anybody like.
Yeah, no, you're right. That happens all the time, especially if you team with Mason. Mason's the king of making people feel like shit.
Yeah.
At least he was in Halo 3. Nick, you remember that? Remember when he lashed into Ogre 1 at our LAN?
Yeah.
That was so fucking funny.
Yo, do you guys like the new Mason better than the old Mason?
I don't know, dude. Old Mason was just like a crazy fucking drunk, so nothing really has changed there. But now he like tries to be more professional. I don't know.
I like the new Mason a lot, dude.
You do? I don't know.
But I'll never forget the old Mason. So like, even though I'm trying to take him serious, I know shit about that guy. But
Yeah.
I still love him so.
Like, dude, you kissed Toxin and Mac, 1881.
And you
I know.
fucker, he tries to kiss you.
That was a bad one.
Dude, this is gonna be all the kids in the chat right now are probably like, ah, what are they talking about? Do people know about shit like that? They don't.
No, I don't think
We're
so.
just joking. We made that up.
There's like a pro fucking like myth. It's like a book. It's like the Bible.
Why don't we just?
Stories.
Why not this episode? We just like tell all the stories we should
tell
have.
MLG events from 05 and 06. I think we would expose some top level guys.
How about the parking lot incident with the Dr. Pepper girl?
I don't know that one. I don't
What?
think. Oh.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Don't
say it. Don't
last
say
year?
it.
Last
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, type it in Skype. I have no idea. I have no idea
I'll
what
tell
this
you later.
Yeah, I don't.
All right.
If I slip, like, and the chat room sees it, there's so much shit, dude. One day,
Never heard-
let's write a book one day. Like, in 30 years when, like, these people can't hunt me down.
Yeah, okay, look, I'll write a book, but if I'm writing a book, it's got to be like this, okay? I demand you to have a beard. Nick, you need a mustache, and I'll grow out a long goatee. And we sit in, like, a front patio somewhere and just chain smoke cigarettes and just write it down.
I'm down, dude.
By hand.
I started a
With
book.
a quill. With a quill and ink.
Yo, I got 3 chapters done of my book about gaming.
You're writing a book?
Yeah. I started
fuck?
last summer.
What the heck? Why are you, like, maturing?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Because I'm bored as shit? I don't know.
Yo, is it
Because I'm
weird,
bad
like...
at Halo? So I found out I could
You're
do other things?
realizing that, like, people, like, younger, like 15, would call you sir?
Who would call me... Fuck.
No, anyone of younger age?
I'd
Like,
punch
a
him in
bad
the dick.
boy?
I swear to God, someone calls me sir,
You're
I'd punch him
sir.
in the dick.
Because you're basically a grown-up.
Yeah, I thought about that. Is it weird? Can I hit on, like, 18-year-old girls anymore?
Yeah, it's legal.
Yeah, that's legal.
What about, like, what if I went into Stickam right now and started like talking to stick-am girls. That'd be fucking creepy as shit. I got a beard.
What stick-am is? Can you fill me in?
Huh?
What's stick-am?
I was just joking around. It's like where a bunch of young girls get on webcam. It's like a webcam like community type of thing.
All right, but so like, you know, like growing up, how you're always like fucking confused about life, and you're like, oh, and your parents are always there to like reassure you that everything's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it weird realizing that you're now a grown up and our parents actually never knew what the fuck was going on? They just told us those things as lies.
No, because I had bad parents. My mother admitted that she didn't care.
Well, those are the things that
like
we.
I see what you're saying, but in my
But
situation,
you know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to tell my kid, like, I don't have a kid, but assuming I did, how am I supposed to tell him, like, things are going to be okay?
like raise himself, fuck you, I want to go play video games right now?
No, not that, but, like have answers to, like, his situations when there's no answer.
That's not hard. You've been through
Like,
a bunch of shit,
what's the
dude.
meaning to life? Do you know the meaning to life? I don't know the meaning to life.
To be happy. To do what you want.
Yeah, that's an assumption,
This is
dude. Like,
the Halo Council's the meaning of life, bro.
Everyone's just walking around mindlessly without a fucking clue and shit, and they just do whatever the fuck they think.
That's why religion was invented.
That's a good point.
That's another topic.
That's another topic.
Let's not talk about Halo.
Let's think of a purpose.
Chronicles? Can we make a Chronicles a pregame? Or let's just. This is the show I want to do, dude. Like, I just want to get on here and spew like fucking random thoughts and bounce it off other people for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Well,
hang out.
Chat room. If we just hopped on Skype and we did this for an hour, where we just talked about life and politics and girls and stupid
But
shit,
at least 100 of you watch.
would you watch it?
That's what I'm.
And we had guests too every once in a while.
Yeah, like Rick Santorum.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, he thinks a baby from rape is still a gift from God. So I mean, I'm sure he'd be down to do the Halo Council.
Who votes for these people, dude?
Dude, anyone who votes in general,
country.
Anyone who votes in general is just.
I feel like there's just like so many trolls out there voting for Santorum and
Yeah.
what's his name?
Like, oh, well, that black guy can't win again.
Well, he was a goon anyway.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Big government runs the fucking world. That's it.
Yeah.
Big business. It's like, oh, well, I have X amount of thousands of hundreds of millions of bajillion dollars.
Which is like borrowed from somebody else. It's all like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not really, they all just share that shit.
It's basically just like paper.
Yeah.
Because there's no gold to back up any of this money. Which is why I voted for Ron Paul, because he would make that happen.
See, if the internet was big 15 years ago, Ron Paul would be president.
Yes.
I don't know, dude.
It's too old, too late for him.
I've been signed up to the Ron.
The internet made Ron Paul who he was.
I don't agree. I agree. I've been signed up to the Ron Paul newsletter since I've been 18. The shit he used to say back then is not, like, sure, still has the same meaning, but the way he used to say it back then, nobody would have voted for him. He was nuts.
Yo, you bite your fucking tongue, man.
But no, he had good points, but the way he went about it is kind of like,
look,
every newsletter was like the episode where we talk shit to StarCraft. Like, we might have been trying to make a good point, but we did it completely wrong. Like, that was Ron Paul for 10 years.
This is why I wanted Ron Paul in office, besides that I agree with his foreign policy, which doesn't fucking matter. Basically, I look at it like this. Everyone else is the fucking same. Obama, fucking Santorum, Newt Gingrich, fucking guy. Everyone's pretty much the fucking same where they dance around quick. Ron Paul's a straight shooter and he thinks differently compared to everyone. So if we put him in office and then all of a sudden things fucking change drastically, then I will have faith in my government. But if like Ron Paul gets elected and nothing that he said gets done, why the fuck even bother to vote?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change. I think every presidential candidate should be forced to wear a NASCAR jacket with all of their endorsements on it. Like Big Oil.
That's a good idea.
Tobacco Company.
That's one of your better ideas, Scott. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what. If
I've been working on this.
Anybody but Ron Paul gets elected, including Obama, I guarantee the riots will go up. The anonymous hacking shit will go up. All that shit's going to get crazy. I promise you.
I don't want this to stop, but I know we have to put on a Halo-oriented show.
All right, I'm going to mute us and run some music, and then we'll come back in a second. All right, guys, thanks for dealing with that. We'll be back in a second.
Yeah, we pretend like we know what we're talking about sometimes.
It's just like Halo.
Yep.
I want to pick a good song to start with. Hold on. Oh, I can't find it. There it is. That's what it is.
Got it. Welcome to the 12th episode of the Halo Council. I'm Gandhi. Dmaq is unfortunately unable to make it because he is studying for his midterm because he still goes to school for some reason. Joining me is going to be BESTMAN, Nick Johnson, and Nexy, MLG, a.k.a. Andreas Pierson. How are you ladies today?
I'm doing fantastic.
I'm doing good, man. I've been working my ass off, dude, between traveling and all that. That's probably the big reason we didn't have the show last week. But I'm trying to hustle. I'm trying to survive in this crazy economy.
How is the economy out there in California?
It's actually not as bad as you think. So, like, yeah, sure, the house market's pretty ridiculous. But if you're into technology, video, or video games, this is the hub. So if you want to get a job in video games, come to San Francisco. I didn't really believe it. Coming from New York, I worked in the video game industry. And then when I got here, it's like all the people I'm meeting and hanging out with at parties and the bars all are developers and like work in the video game industry. So it's really hard if you're an outgoing person. It's really easy if you're an outgoing person to find a job out here, if you're qualified and you're not a retard.
Fascinating. All right, well, that's actually really fucking cool. I wish I could talk more about this. Nonetheless, Halo 4, the video has been released. There's been some stuff updated about it. I think as a whole, everyone's kind of happy about it, but to me personally, and from what I've gathered, everyone's kind of on the fence with the whole we see that sprints in there. Nick, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, if you have the option to take it off, then what's the big deal? But it still affects the casual side of the game. Other people want to play different playlists, and if you have the starting sprint, then kind of defeats the whole fun purpose. Like I always like playing the playlist, but I'm not too worried about it. I know some people might be, but that's just the typical overreaction of the first video release or whatever.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think one thing that we should actually do is let the fucking game evolve for once. I mean, when Halo Reach came out, we had all these abilities, and instantly Casey just put the hammer down. He was like, nope, screw that. No armor lock, no this, no that. Taking this out, getting this off the map. I think if we're going to have an off-season, we should at least have competitive play on whatever the basic maps are for like 3 to 4 months. I mean, unless MLG is going to have an event. Okay, so let's just assume the game comes out in November, correct? Around then, it's always been around like September to November.
Right.
Unless MLG has an event in January, we don't have to rush anything. If we have an event in March, we can have 3 or 4 months playing on just basic maps, basic settings, not tweaking anything, and just getting used to the game to see if it's competitive. Is there a need to rush?
No, I mean, I agree completely. Why try to make everything so competitive and just leave out the casual fan base that's going to draw people into the MLG fan base or into the MLG community? Like, you have casual players that aren't going to play MLG because it's on these Forge World maps and not on the default maps. So I'm all for trying what's given to us and not just trying to kill a Casey everything and ruin it.
Well, I'm going to go back to the original question, which is, what do you think about sprint being in the game? I think when you analyze a game before it comes out and to nitpick at specific things, it's just the wrong way to do it. There's no way to tell if sprint's going to work or not because it may fit in that environment. I think it's our nature to look at things and go, for example, I'm really against the spawn system, the weapon spawn system. 343 came out and said that the spawn system isn't going to be on constant timers a la Halo 1. It's going to be more like Halo 2 where once you pick it up, the timer starts for some weapons. Now, obviously I'm against that whole concept, but until I play it in the game with the environment around me and all the other rules and regulations of the game going on, I'll probably keep my mouth shut just because it's not fair and we don't really, I may sound like an asshole if I bash Sprint and it comes out and it's like fucking awesome in this game. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one. But yeah, I can't agree more about, keep the game what it is and evolve it slowly.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point. I mean, no, Halo 1 timing compared to Halo 2 was night and day. But the thing about Halo 2 timing was it got to the point in 2007 where players were just like, you know what? We have no idea when this is going to happen. Maybe we should get a fucking coach. And now the coach actually means a lot. Yes, okay, he's the fifth pair of eyes. He's controlling the timers, but everyone has played so much. They know when the weapons are going to come up. And really the coach is only there to kind of amp his team up and just really, voice more call-outs. So if you make a timer like this, like in Halo 3 when the weapons would get dirtied and then the coaches were on top of that, you make the coach actually matter. And so I actually am a fan of that timer.
I really like how you made a point there because it shows how we'll let the game evolve. Like, we're the best players in the world. Not saying me specifically, but we're going to take something that's broken, and even if it takes us a while, we'll figure out how to balance that. Anything you do and you try your hardest can be competitive. So I don't care if it's broken. I don't care if it's fucking retarded. I mean, to an extent, but we will figure a way around it because we're the best players in the world. Like, that's up to us.
Thoughts, Nick?
I agree. don't really have that.
And now the shooting is going to be, I forget the actual terminology of it.
Hit scan?
Yeah, it's going to be hit scan, which I personally love.
Can you clarify? Because I think I know the difference, but I sometimes confuse
so it's Halo 2 compared to Halo 3. So the way Halo 2 was, where you pull the trigger and it actually hits them instead of that delay, and that's what it is. It's basically you pull the trigger, it instantly hits them, and you can just go into your next shot.
And I think we see from 99% of the games that you play out there over Xbox Live, hit scan's a better way to go.
I concur.
Yeah, I mean, Halo 3 wasn't a hit scan, correct?
Correct.
It was Halo 2 Halo 2.
Just Halo 2.
So
that does it. I mean, that's it for me. Now I know there's like rumors about customized abilities. Like you could be like you could hold on to multiple frags. I saw Euphorix post about this.
Perks.
Yeah, the perks. You can you can like customize your own thing.
Yeah, but they didn't say much more about it, but they said not to think Call of Duty pretty much. Like it's not going to be like how Call of Duty was.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's actually kind of cool. I would like to see like a customized perk where you actually spawn with a secondary weapon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Why not?
I'm all for it. I mean, whatever starts and brings more competitiveness to it, and actually like a skill where you have to, what I mean? Like I don't know how to word it correctly, but not like Call of Duty, but like the sense where it actually means something that you can have a perk instead of just have nothing. Yeah, I think it gives a more of a. I can't think of what the term is. I'm blanking out, but I'm all for it.
I'm with you, dude, Nick. You can sit here and grind this out.
I mean, I think you get what I mean, but I know a lot of people initial reactions are negative, but I know Euphorix was defending it, and I am too.
I agree with everything Euphorix has to say on this matter. I think he has made a very valid point that the game just needs to evolve, and we need to just step the fuck back and say, let's just see how this goes. Instead of KC being like, oh, well, I suck at this. I'm going to make it so I'm at least slightly better at it.
That's a little unfair, man.
I don't care.
Okay, whatever.
I make statements.
Well, how about this? Let's think about it this way. If you get to pick your own class, let's say I get to pick a gun at the start of the game, I'd like to see 343 restrict some things so that we get more into a Counter-Strike type of system where you only see one AWPer per team. I mean, obviously the potential for them to have multiple AWPers is open. There's no restrictions there, but it'll be cool to see something like that implemented into the game where if I pick the sniper, you can't. Create like real classes, not these pseudo classes where it's like 5 of us have overshield because it's the best. Maybe, restrict.
So like a grenader, and then like one who gets like 2 weapons.
Yeah, maybe.
And then like a guy who gets sprint.
I think.
Or something.
I mean, look at Shadowrun, right? It was very strategic how you set up your classes, or let's call them what class you picked. And we saw that strategy evolve over time. So in the beginning, it was really popular to have 2 humans, 1 elf, and 1 gnome or whatever the fuck, dwarf guy.
Remember that troll?
Troll, thank you.
Troll.
And then we saw Walshy come in and mess all that up. 2 trolls, elf, and a human. So, I mean, obviously the restrictions weren't there, but if we force that, maybe that'll be cool. If you didn't play these games like Counter-Strike and Shadowrun, it's hard for me to explain in words what that did for the game because it would take forever, but just take my word for it that sometimes, forcing people into a class where you have to have 1 on each team is going to say, hey, I'm trying out for straight ripping because I'm the best warlord in the game compared to I mean, there's things that you can go for. And it gives us more to talk about a player.
Right.
So if I'm commentating...
Where is this coming from, son?
I work in San Francisco, bro, with a bunch of game developers, my friend.
All right, we'll continue. I am at all.
I'm eating chips.
God damn it.
With guacamole. Delicious.
So
Mexican food in California is real. I've never tasted real
That's
Mexican
because
food.
the Mexicans hop the border and go straight to California.
They can stay at my house, bro. If they can cook like this, come on over. If anybody in Mexico is watching this and you're trying to get into the States, come on. This room right here is yours.
Yeah, LA. When I was in LA, Mexican food was great. But that's what I was trying to get at earlier, with how the metagame. That's what it was called.
Metagame.
That's it. Gears of War even has a metagame for some reason. And Halo, you know what I mean? Like,
metagame. Something we haven't had in Halo since Halo 2. The Halo kids don't know what metagames are because we don't have them. Because the game doesn't allow for it.
Is that a word?
And to the kids talking shit about me in the chat room about my lack of Shadowrun knowledge, Google 420 Lex. That was my Shadowrun team. Shit on all the game battles ladder for the first season, beat the developers, yada yada. I just haven't played the game in 6 fucking years, so shut up. Anyway.
Well, on that note, we are going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be discussing team changes. Good job, Nexy. I like that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the smooth music of Max Pierson, a.k.a. Nexy's brother. Also, shout out to our website, thehalocouncil.com, or halocouncil.com. Go there and register on the forums.
I have some news on that, if I may.
Oh.
So I want to give a shout out to all the kids who have been using the Halo Council so far. HaloCouncil.com. So Animal's one of them. Tim's one of them. There's a bunch of guys who've been pushing me to better the site.
Yeah, we're so lazy.
Dude, honestly, man, between my schedule and all that, so here's what I want to do. I think the site's up and functional right now. Sure, it's not the best place to be, but it works. So I want to install vBulletin, and I have a ton of ideas to have an editorial team, to have some stuff I'm not going to talk about just yet, but really make it the destination for competitive Halo. I need help. So if anyone's good with, MySQL or, just a little bit of knowledge of PHP, or even if you've installed software, like web software before, such as vBulletin, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter is NexyMLG. I could definitely use help. I can definitely do it myself, but I don't have the time, and I'm just being honest. I'm not going to pretend I do. So if you want to contribute and you can, and some programming and databases, hit me up, please. Or if you know somebody who will do it for free, please. And thank you, Scott, for letting me say that.
Yawn. All right. So we're all here to talk about the most recent and pressing team changes. First one that comes to mind, status quo, or should we call them status shady? Cue the graphic.
Is there a graphic?
What are we talking about?
All right, no graphic. This is awkward. Okay, so status quo decided after Assault left, Assault retired, in case everyone's just not paid attention at all off season, Assault retires, status quo picks up Elamite, Assault comes back out of retirement, teams up with Snipe Down and the All-Stars. Then all of a sudden, last week sometime, actually, what was it, yesterday? No. It was a couple of days ago. Status quo decided to say, sorry, Elams, you're just not cutting it for us. And they break up Warriors, and now everything is just dismantled. No one knows what's going on. But status quo is now going to consist of Flamesword, Enable, Royal 2, and Snakebite. It was about 10 days before an event. Nick, smart move, bad move? What?
We're going to have to say, as much as it pains me to say, but it's a smart move. Regardless, first off, this is what happens when MLG doesn't give pro players a roster lock, and we're pretty much not pro players anymore. We're pretty much just pieces of meat just dangling. But it's smart. It should have happened a month ago. I remember correctly, we had a topic about what status quo should do, and I said that Warriors and them should combine. That's what I thought was going to do. So I just don't understand why it didn't happen a long time ago, and why it happened 2 weeks before. At least when I quit or whatever, it was a month. But it's just ridiculous that it had to happen 10 days beforehand. But I think it's the best team that Enable and Flamesword, the best two players they can possibly get. Well, two and Snakebite are just amazing, individual skill. And who knows if there's gonna be an event with the second event, which is Anaheim. Usually West Coast events all do so well for Halo, so we don't know what the status is like for Halo after this. So you got to do what you got to do to try to get a win. So I'm all for it. I'm a shady guy. Most of the Halo kids are shady, so I think it's a good move.
So for me, we all knew that eventually this team was going to form. Flamesword was doing that Warriors bullshit. Everyone knew eventually that this team would inevitably form. My thing is I think they knew all along that they were going to team. I feel like they did. I think the fact that they said it just kind of fell in our lap is bullshit. Because Warriors was putting in a shit ton of time online. They were continuing to practice. Clutch was always on. Clutch was putting in his hard work. So I think it was almost kind of like a scumbag move of Warriors to break up, which I still don't understand, because unless Dursky and Clutch all of a sudden decided to just start completely sucking, it's not like they were the weak links on that team by any stretch. You could argue that Dursky is the weak link because most people would agree with that, but Clutch, no way, no chance. He was the motivator of that team.
Yeah, he made that team together. You know what I mean? He was the vocal point of the team, and it just seems it doesn't seem like a team without him on it. But when it comes to all four of them, it just seems like he made that team. And I'm saying it's a good move for status quo because World 2 and Snakebite are arguably two really individual players, but it just kind of sucks for Jersey and Clutch. I don't see why they would do that.
Yeah. So now this is going to move us on to the Elams. So now since Warriors has broken up and now since this team changes happened, yes, status quo will still be going to the Red Bull Land with this roster, so they will be getting adequate practice in case anyone was questioning that. But so now we have the Elams who are free agents. Nick, what is going to be going? Who is there even their options minus you?
Well, me. As of right now, we played some games last night, and we don't have much time, so I'm just sort of waiting on an answer of whether this is going to be our team or not. But it would be me, Elams, and Legit. But I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really heard anything from them today. And that's pretty much it. I don't think there's much other options out there. It seems like Neighbor was sticking with FB, and BTH dropped Hysteria for Clutch. So Clutch ended up on Believe the Hype, which will be Twin Savior, Maniac, Reliable, and Clutch. So
they're going to come out and bang. You know that, right?
BTH?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're going to come out and just, dominate for some reason because that's just the Believe the Hype way, especially with Clutch on it. It's just how it works.
Yeah, and then that also leaves Thirsty going to Dynasty for Legit. As I said, he might be on the team that we're trying to form. So it kind of a little bit of a shitstorm, but I think all in all, everyone's going to end up safe. Besides maybe Hysteria, as Dmaq gets a call from somebody, what is going on?
Wow.
But yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it.
Jeez. So basically, status quo has created chaos for everyone in every way, shape, and form. Now, really with that said, so Hysteria got dropped for Clutch. So Believe the Hype is clearly going to be a force to be reckoned with that everyone should know. Legit, if he does team with you guys, that could be potentially a good team. But really, now, are we going to see just the emergence of a lot of rivalries at this first event, you think, just because of the shady nature so far?
I mean, it seems that way. I mean, if we're going out with Columbus, might as well go out with a bang with all these teams that are, forming and whatnot. I mean, the only two teams that stay together was Classic and Instinct. And, Classic's been performing really well online, and Instinct's been struggling as of late. So there's gonna be some interesting, rivalries or whatever you want to call them at this event.
I have a question about SQ, and I don't really know the teams or players that well, so I'm not going to pretend to.
I was actually going to throw you a question and say, Dre, I know you know nothing about this, but I want your 2 cents.
But sometimes that's a good perspective, too, for somebody who knew the history and doesn't. But anyway, my question is this. It's a two-parter. One, do people want to team with SQ? Is that a team you want to be on?
I think one of the things I saw was Elamite Warrior tweeted saying that you guys call yourself businessmen kind of thing. Now, with Elamite's been a part of Gunner for quite some time now. He's a very well-named feature. He's verified on Twitter, so he's definitely a player who's marketable. And then Ace was also sponsored by Red Bull, so status quo, since they do have Red Bull there, it's kind of like that team you want to be on because you think you'll go to the Red Bull lands and you have that potential of getting that sponsor.
So that leads me to my...
Elamite, it was like a businessman kind of decision. So I think the question that he was arising there is you think these two kids you dropped us for are more marketable than us?
Well, that gets to my point, which is at this point we don't know where Halo's going. I'd say that having the Red Bull sponsorship arguably is better than winning an MLG event. So why wouldn't SQ leverage that marketing opportunity and get the two most marketable people in the world on their team? Why don't they get LeBron James and Michael Jordan on their team? I mean, in theory, right? Because we don't know the future of Halo. I'd say that having that sponsorship and having that is almost better than winning a tournament. Probably better than winning a tournament.
I don't see how you can have that comparison because Michael Jordan and LeBron were marketable, but they're also the two best players of their time.
Okay, Tebow and fucking BESTMAN. How about that?
Tebow and Jeremy Lin.
There you go. Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fear Itself and fucking Victory X.
But I mean,
Bravo as a coach.
I don't think anything comes down to a business standpoint because I mean we don't know what it's going to be like after Columbus. So we don't know what we don't, you know what I mean? What is Red Bull giving these players to play for one event? What are their
a line on your resume? How about that? They're giving you a fucking awesome ass paragraph on your resume. And really good photos.
But I think it comes down to wanting to win this, maybe one of the events.
Okay.
I think that's what all this comes down to.
And we all know, like, Flamesword and Abel are really, like, true to the game, so winning an event for them is probably more important than the sponsorship. I see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Salt even pretty much quit because he wanted a change. Like, he didn't want a team of status quo, so obviously the Red Bull sponsor wasn't that lucrative. Yeah, like, and then he came back.
Neither is playing Halo.
Yeah.
That's not very lucrative either.
I'll fucking go there. But, you do make a good question there. I mean, I think Nick kind of touched on it. It's kind of like that last hoorah kind of thing because, quite frankly, I think if Ogre 2 wins another fucking event, I'm going to put a bullet in my brain. I think,
I am too.
Like, what?
I think...
Why?
Fun fact, I've never beat Ogre 2 in tournament play. I think he's one of the only players I've never beat.
Noob.
Yeah. And
I just don't get it. Like, it's just so frustrating, man. It's like, I forget the statistics. I remember one day he sent me an email to bring up, but I looked at it, like, to bring up on the cast, and I looked at it and I was like, this is just sickening. Like,
what,
his accomplishments?
Yes,
I saw that.
Accomplishments is absurd. Like, why are you this naturally gifted at a game, and why can't people stop you?
And that's why he has the best sponsorship of all, the Astros sponsorship, man.
And what's funny is that Ogre 2 never really had any sponsors coming up from MLG.
Gilbert Arenas?
He didn't get them from MLG.
Red Bull?
From MLG itself. Did they come from MLG? No, that came from elsewhere.
I think Gilbert Arenas came from MLG.
No.
There was a time where you couldn't get a sponsor from MLG.
He never got a Stride or a whatever else was in there, Dr. Pepper, all that went to Straight, and everyone else. You were on Stride for a little bit.
I got kicked off the team. I didn't do shit with it.
I'm just saying, I
did one autograph signing, and then Wade calls me up. He's like, "Hey man, you're off by." I was like, "What the?"
Wade's the one that kicked you?
Yeah, Wade was the one.
You got kicked for Captain Anarchy. How do you feel?
It was 33-0 against Anarchy, and they pick him up. It's like a slap in the face. And then I had to team with you.
Ah, shit.
But no, it's like, if Ogre 2 wins another event, they might as well not have any Halo events anymore. Just give him the title every single time. I'm so tired of it. And I think that's what everyone is pushing for, is to just take the title, the final title. That's a lot. That says a lot. You take the final title in Halo Reach, no bloom, no sprint, you are the best team to ever play Halo Reach, in my opinion. No one cares about the 2011 season. If we only have one event, you are the best at Halo Reach, no bloom, no sprint, and no one can argue it.
Would anybody play Halo after that event?
I think so.
That's where we come and play.
I think, a couple of the pro players can, they get a couple hundred viewers on Twitch, and they can make a couple bucks, because you know how Twitch is. So, eventually they'll get a check. But, it's just kind of a thing like that. So I think it's kind of like a job. It's a way of delaying the inevitable of real life.
Yeah.
And I say fucking bring it on. Ninja's going to continue to play this game till his thumbs fucking...
Yeah, but are people going to have a drive to watch it anymore if there's no events? Or are we just going to be in speculation if we get 160 teams or something and we're 30 off whatever.
Well, no, what comes next is they'll be like, oh, okay, for Halo 4, we'll come out with another event, but we have to have 420 teams show up.
Yeah.
What? How?
I'm going to speak for Dmaq when he says, we got 100-something teams. The Halo community deserves a round of applause. That's what Dmaq would say in the moment, so good job, guys.
Yeah, good shit, everyone. Hold on, I got to scroll up in my script here. We are going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be discussing the upcoming lands and the Kobe land. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the 2 commercials. We're just running ads to run ads at this point. We're here to discuss the upcoming lands and the one that is going on currently, which is going to be Kobe's land. I think it just finished up a little bit, but it was a 3-team land. It was composed of Defiance, which is Kobe, Wolfmane, Fury, and then we had Active Rush and Straight Rippin'. And so far, Nick, it looks kind of like Straight Rippin's doing the majority of the winning.
I got a chance to catch a little bit of it yesterday, and to my knowledge, I believe that Straight was losing some games. I'm not sure if they were in an 11-game series or not, but I remember they were losing like a couple of games to the Active Rush lineup, which is Thuggish, Swift Kill, Anarchy, and Alumni. And, what's notable about that is that Alumni beat Ninja last year at 2 events in a row. So it seems like I was just poking fun. There was a mental block. But I think other than that, I think Straight's been pretty much dominating that land, which, give a shout out to GameSpot. I wasn't expecting a stream from them, but a lot of people complain about it as a satellite feeds and there's storms, bad weather going on over there.
We'll get into that later. Hey, You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it now. All right, so listen. All right. First off, GameSpot has wrote an incredible article up with about Kobe. I forget where I found it. I think it was some Kelly girl's Facebook. You know how Facebook is. You add fucking random people, and you're just like, all right, fuck it. So she posted on there. It's a great article. Now, sadly enough, I get it, okay? Sometimes the quality isn't going to be that top-notch, but there was 1,500 people in there just trolling. Like, why the hell are you still watching if you're just gonna hate? The hate is so unwarranted. It's unbelievable.
No, Scott. No.
Stop the envy just because Kobe got GameSpot and enjoy what we have. Like, it is a land. You're lucky enough that you even get to see it. Like, if you guys were fans in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009... You're never watching any of this until the LAN network came around, which everyone decided to destroy to the ground and chase the Pinocchios out anyways.
Yeah, that was just terrible.
I just don't understand. Like, it's unwarranted, is all I'm saying. Like, just cut him some break. Okay. Like, at least you got to watch something. Go ahead.
I don't know, dude. I think you make a good point where it's like, yeah, we should probably be a little more respectful. Sure. But fuck no, man. Look on Twitter last night. All these dudes were like, come on, grow up, Halo community. Sundance posted something, and I'm not quoting him, but I think he said something like, maybe it's too late to save Halo. Are you looking at the numbers? Yeah, we got a bunch of kids trolling and talking shit about GameSpot, right? We should respect GameSpot. Obviously, we should be more like the StarCraft community where they don't tolerate that. If you're a negative Nancy, they kick you out of the community. But look at the numbers. You had 1,500 kids trolling. I'd rather have 1,500 kids trolling than 10 kids watching, right? So I agree that we need to be more respectful, but the energy and the way we look at this land should be looked at as a success, right? If you're going to throw a Halo land and put some money into it, you're going to get the viewership, regardless if the kids are trolling or not. Why do you think MLG doesn't have a chat room during their broadcasts? Because the chat will look the exact same. We're a bunch of 15, 16-year-old kids on the internet who play Halo. We're a younger community. That's what's going to happen. Look at the fighting game community. They call everybody who watches a stream monster because it's the same exact thing. People ripping into each other. You'll never be able to stop it. It's the internet. And I get, yes, we should definitely be more respectful. But when you look at this land, look at it as a success. Period.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not happy with what you said. I
get it, right? Like, we're a bunch of
you make a very valid point, man. You do. Really do. Well, no, you're right. You're 100% right.
So how about this? This is what we do from here. Everybody who watched that land, everybody who heard about that land, go on Twitter and make up for it. Let's all go fucking tweet GameSpot right now and say thank you. Thank you for supporting us and taking a risk, right?
Yeah,
we were douchebags in your chat room, but guess what? We could suck it up a little bit. We watched it, and thank you, and do it again because we'll watch again.
Or just tweet them a picture of a middle finger.
And by douchebags, we mean Ninja fans.
That's funny. You're funny today.
I mean, like,
BESTMAN's been on fire, dude, since we started
Yeah,
this podcast.
like the past couple episodes, I'm like, wow, Nick, you actually can form a coherent sentence. Like, it's
thanks. I can't join you in the commentating booth the whole time. I mean, it's whatever.
What's
you do what you...
Because the chat room's talking about it. What's the Twitter for GameSpot? Can someone link that in the chat? Because I'm gonna tweet him right now.
Probably at GameSpot.
Yeah, probably. I went by their offices.
Creative.
I have a picture of their office, dude. In their window, they have Post-its that make up like 8-bit characters. So they have like thousands of Post-its in their window that make up Link, that make up Metroid. It was so dope, dude. I got a picture of it on my phone.
All right. But my thing is my only rebuttal. I wanted to call you Dmaq because I'm always arguing with Dmaq, but Dre, my only rebuttal with you is that the same thing happened when the LAN network was doing well and TOTS started doing well. Everyone attacked the Pinocchios. They said, oh, the only reason TOTS is on this top team is because his daddy does everything for him. Right. And they basically this community single-handedly ran TOTS into retirement and the Pinocchios out of competitive gaming when they revolutionized it for all console gamers.
No, you're right.
They were the front runner. And I don't want to see that happen again. The last thing we need is, the LAN network was a little bit bigger with stream numbers-wise because they had all the top teams there. But you don't want 4,000, 5,000 kids just getting on there talking shit for no reason.
You're right.
I mean, when you see a family like the Pinocchios who did nothing but give, they dug into their pockets so much, and just for everyone to just lash out irrationally, just hatred spewing nonsense, like, that's the kind of shit we don't need.
Well,
but it's the stuff we have. It's the stuff we have. So I guess it's like a fair warning. Like, I feel bad for the LAN network, which they have a LAN. There's 2 teams in there. It's going to be 3 teams, Straight, Classic, and Heaven and Earth. But
I think the Heaven and Earth. It's only 2. I'm pretty sure about people.
Well, no, you have Straight on there.
No, I don't think Heaven and Earth's going, or whatever that team is.
Why?
I just don't know if that's a team.
Rob, okay, whatever. Rob Frere lied to me.
Can I say one thing about TLN?
Yeah, go for it.
I agree. It was fucked up how they left the scene. Like, I feel really bad. Like, where Mr. P had to come out and make a forum post saying, listen, guys, you're really disrespectful. But there's a major difference between our sport and real sports. You can't approach LeBron James. You can talk on all the forums and all the Twitter you want. He's not going to hear you. Where in our sport, you can play with the pros. You can interact with them. You could watch their stream and talk to them directly. So they're going to hear the fans or the players, the people who look up to them a lot more. LeBron James has just as many more haters than a Halo player does, than TOTS does. But TOTS is in the middle of it. Like, when you go to the tournament, you're standing around those people, where the pro players in real sports are segmented off, and you'll never hear a fan saying, you're fucking goofy looking or whatever. So, it's harder. I would say it's almost harder to be a personality in the gaming industry than it is to be in professional sports. But I got to pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, and to touch on the TLN real quick, people thought that Mr. P was, some money, blood-sucking evil man, but he literally put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in. He lost such a ridiculous amount of money, and people were just saying, oh, I got to pay whatever to watch this, and then, he tried to switch to the Justin TV and, have it so he could just run commercials and reach. But, it was just absurd. He lost so much money, and we pretty much drove him out of the community, and then that was that. Literally drove him out of the community. Couldn't take it anymore. If you didn't have the support of people after putting in, you never want to beg for support, but that's pretty much what it came down to for him. He had to beg for the support, and he couldn't do it anymore. So it was pretty sad to see.
Yeah, and that's really where my argument comes from. Moving on to the next LAN, the LAN network. So it's going to be Straight ripping with Classics. So Straight is going to get 2 LANs in 2 weeks before the event. I mean, they are putting in the hours for the crunch time. But I think this is the LAN that I'm not very stoked to see, because we have Red Bull LAN, and I think everyone and their sister would rather watch that. But Straight Classic, I mean, I'm interested to see actually how Classic is going to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about teams, Classic has been the team to beat online. Well, regardless if it's been one of, pulling hosts or whatever, they've been consistently practicing, and they've been consistently putting in the time, and they've been beating top teams along with it. So, when it comes to Straight, they were getting better going into the Kobe LAN online. From what I watched, they were winning scrims and competing. So them having 2 LANs could really benefit from them. You know, a lot of people said that that team wasn't going to work and they were going to fail. It could turn around a little bit. It could possibly squeak out a good finish going into Columbus. But I'm still going to personally watch the Red Bull LAN. But I still think TLN will get a good amount of numbers because Stray does have a lot of fans.
Yeah, and that's something to definitely take note of as well, is that, in those early rounds, Straight Rippin' is going to probably have one of the bigger fan bases coming into it. So even on split screen, that's going to intimidate a lot of amateur teams who are playing against them when they have a crowd of people behind them cheering that on. And I think that's going to be something awesome to see.
Well, that's why you got to get to your station first and get on the inside.
Hey, that is a fact. You got to be on the inside, everybody.
Oh my God! Do you remember when we played at Orlando 8 Amateurs? The scariest shit ever. There's me, you, Define Fear, and we were on split screen getting shit talked. We were getting called wash-ups. So we were getting
dude. That's why I tweeted. Yeah. I tweeted multiple times. I said the key for amateur players to knock out top teams is before top 64 happens and you're on split screen and it's a best of 3. Talk shit to the pros. You get scared. Like, we looked at each other and we were like, dude, what the fuck, do we do here? Like, are we going to win this out or are we going to lose? Like, what's going to happen here? You have to just talk shit. And you'll intimidate, I would say, 98% of these teams. The only team it's not going to work on is instinct. Yeah. Every other team is going to crumble to it. I really honestly think so. Just because no one's used to it.
By shit talk, ever.
No, he's never been.
And there's people that thrive off shit. Like, you get shit talk once, they will just go off. Or they get shit talk once, they'll just completely shut down.
Yo, BESTMAN, you remember the time we played in our last tournament?
I was raping. I don't want to hear it.
What happened? Twilight got fucking mad, dude.
He had a meltdown.
What happened? Can I get the story?
He wanted to fight Puckett.
So me, Puckett, Milk, and I think Midge played at a local tournament against BESTMAN, Twilight.
Halo 3?
Halo 3. Pistol and somebody else. Anyway, so we get to the finals, and it's, me, Puckett, and the boys versus them. And Chris is just, making fun of Twilight's eyebrows, his skin, everything. And Twilight and BESTMAN's team ended up getting raped and getting second place to us. But more importantly, Twilight couldn't take it, dude. It was his first, that was when Twilight was on his way up, so he's not really used to that. And, Puckett got in his head, and it got bad.
Yeah, it was me, Twilight, OB, and Snuff. It was just random top 16 players and me, but
yeah, whatever.
I know. Yeah, but NJ Halo was component cable split screen on monitor. It was terrible.
Yo, that's not the reason I brought it up, man.
I hate locals. I hate them. But yeah, shit talking does work. Twilight literally wanted to fight Puckett because of Puckett shit talk. He literally wanted to fight him, not even exaggerating.
That's what I'm telling you, everybody. If this is the last event, go out with taking out fucking status quo in the top 128, man.
Yeah, you know how status quo performs in their first day, so it's the time to beat them.
I bet you Enable isn't affected by shit talk. I'll put money. You can't be redheaded and be affected by shit talk. You've heard it all.
You're a thinker.
Just saying. So if you're going to target anyone...
If it was me, if I were to give advice, I would go straight at Royal 2.
Yeah?
100%.
I'd go for Flame Sword. Jersey kids are mental cases, bro.
I feel like little kids can't be taken down. I'm not saying the neighbor's a little kid, but I'm saying Royal 2 is the same player. Right? If you talk shit to them, they just don't care. They block it out.
Now, come on.
I'm telling you, man. It's the weird head case of the older veterans that just kind of...
You think the Jersey boy, Flame Sword, would be the before? I personally, because there's just so much material you could throw at Royal 2. That's what I'm personally saying.
I'll tell you what, Jersey kids love 2 things: their hair and their mother. So if you pick one of those, you're good, dude. But there's a difference between shit talking and starting a fight and threatening people. So before you look in the mirror and start going saying stupid shit, just don't be retarded. Make it clever.
If anyone here remembers me and Gandhi team, we literally one-word shit, one-liners is the way to go. You call people idiot, average, dumbass. We started that. You started it. Yeah, idiot is the best one. I swear. if you say it and you put emphasis on the idiot, it just carries over your headphones and you can't take it.
But it has to be situational. Like you can't just be like running around the map and go idiot. Go ahead.
If you just four-shot a guy and call him an idiot, I swear to God, it's the most annoying thing ever.
It is because you didn't make a wrong play, and you're like, why am I an idiot?
I just got killed averagely. How am I an idiot?
Like he got lucky, and as soon as you say he got lucky, you're flustered. Your feathers are all ruffled, and you have no idea what's going to happen next. And then it happens again, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to take a different route. And then you get backwhacked and someone calls you predictable. Next thing you know, you've died 3 times in a row and the game has progressed to the point where you can't even claw your way back into it.
And then the 5 screaming 4, you can't stop. We could not be. We would have won the tournament Saturday.
Can you shit talk if you're losing though? If you're losing, can you shit talk?
It depends. I always kind of based it if we get first cap kind of thing, or if we have a kill lead, yes. And as soon as they tie it up, yes. But you focus a little bit more on the game. You have to have you have to either be close, making a comeback, or you have to have the leader be tied.
Yeah.
To really shit talk and it be effective.
And here's another thing: while these guys are teaching you about shit talking, how about taking shit talk? If someone calls you an idiot, don't say shit back to them, because the second you do, you're done. He got.
I can't hear shit at times. That was Sennheimers.
Ooh. Dre, you gonna take that shit?
I gotta close your headphones, son.
That's why Bestman's in the situation he is. That's why he's never won a
Oh, come on, man.
I shouldn't be talking at all, dude.
Moving on. There's our tips. Moving on. The Red Bull land. The God land. The hyped up land that everyone wants to watch. Instinct Dynasty Status Shady. Nick, your first thoughts about this land. Who do you even have coming out on top here?
Well, I gotta go with SQ. Instinct hasn't been very impressive on the line lately, and I can say all this now. I'm not really, I can say whatever I want. So, I haven't seen Instinct perform well. I think SQ did scrim them, and they weren't streaming because of, pros are getting hit offline a lot now, so everyone's reluctant on streaming. But I'm pretty sure Sasquatch did beat Instinct, and Instinct has been losing a lot of their scrims. Not a lot, but from what I've seen, they've been losing, and they haven't been as dominant as they were in the past. Even when they were going on their, 42-0 or whatever they were winning online. And regardless if people say online doesn't mean something, it means something. That's the most overrated thing ever is when people say online doesn't mean anything. Because I've gotten raped online, and just it's just online, and then, we didn't do so well at the event. It means something. Whether it's confidence or whether it's, connection sucking that bad, it all means something in a sense. So I'm looking forward to SQ taking this lane, and I'm looking forward to see how Instinct plays from, their recent online performance. And Dynasty, can't say much about because I don't really know. I haven't really watched them play at all, and they just picked up Dursky, who, was a victim of the Shady Quo team, and I don't know.
So what's that full roster now?
Dynasty would be Lethal, Tzoxic, and Destin. Tzoxic and Destin obviously being a duo from last year's tournament winning team.
Sorry, Blake. I get them in ambush completely.
Yeah. So it's Destin, Tzoxic, Lethal, and then they picked up Dursky. They had legit before, and from what I remember, they just started practicing, a couple weeks ago, and they made the change. I think they thought if they weren't clicking or whatever the case may be, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Instinct and SQ's performance.
For me personally, I am eager to see how Status Quo does with this pickup, because if they just come to the LAN and get steamrolled, they're going to look like the biggest idiots of all time. But if they come there and they dominate, they're geniuses. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, was this a good move or was it bad? Now, with Instinct now, it's kind of interesting because I've actually, the general consensus that Instinct kind of has missed a step in kind of a way. Now, I just don't understand how that's even possible. I mean, you take away no bloom, no sprint, you would think Instinct would almost be better.
Oh, yeah. But, they sorry to cut you off, but they were not playing for that time when Halo was up in the air. They weren't playing at all. At all. They were playing Battlefield. And Battlefield tournament hasn't even been announced yet, I don't think. So I think they might have missed a slight amount of ground, but, it's still Instinct. They're going to be good regardless. I'm beating it down too much, but
Here's what I like about Instinct, and I look at Roy and Lunchbox as two players. And, there's players out there, when they play in the limelight or on a main stage, they play worse. But Roy and Lunchbox, I feel, play 3 times better when they have people watching them and cheering for them. And when you're in the Red Bull LAN environment, you got thousands and thousands of people watching you at home. So I expect them to step their game up. Sure, they haven't been practicing, but Ogre 2, you can't bet against them. Pistola's a fucking freak show, and Roy and Lunchbox play better.
Pistola is in an elite class now. Outside of Ogres and Walshy, no one has won 2 national championships. Plus. 2
Really?
plus, or 1 plus national championship.
wow, Pistola's only won 1.
No, he's won 2. 2010, 2012.
Oh, yeah.
Pistola is in a whole new class now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A completely different standard than anyone can.
Would you say he's the best in the game?
Reach?
No, just like to Gandhi's
past
point,
2
like
games?
he's in that top tier with the Ogres, Walshy, and
his name will be echoed throughout the ages, that's for sure. So, I think, yeah. When you think about it, all that's left with people who have won 1 plus national championship, you're looking at both Ogres, and you're looking at Walshy. And then you have Pistola.
yeah.
And then you have everyone else who just won 1 national championship.
And then you have like your strong side, your T2.
The strong side,
Yeah.
2008 Straight Rippin', 06 Carbon, 09 Believe the Hype, 09 Believe the Hype, and then Fear Itself and Victory X. So Pistola has solidified himself as the shit, basically.
So, and he won the most 3 tournaments, if not tied with Engelman. I'm not sure if he won or was tied.
So does it go like this? Ogre 2, best of all time, Walshy, then Pistola? Like, is that fair?
Ogre 2,
Yeah.
Ogre 1. I guess in total event wins,
You're
it's
gonna go
Ogre 2,
Walshy second.
Walshy, Ogre 1, and then Pistola,
Yeah.
which is nuts.
That's scary.
yeah,
That's
it's
fucking scary, man.
Yeah,
And to think, I remember playing 4s with Pistola back in 2007 and hated playing with him.
Yeah.
I despised playing 4v4 Pistola. He did not know how to play.
But
and
you
now
he
he's the
got
best
picked
player
up. He
ever.
got grabbed by Killen.
Yeah.
Killen wrapped his clutches around him. Come with me, my little 13-year-old machine. I will never let you out of my grasp.
You know who
It is
saw
just
Pistola
crazy.
coming and would hype Pistola up like crazy in the commentary booth? Besides everybody, Sundance. Sundance was
Sundance
a big
spots
Pistola
potential.
fan. Yeah.
All right. So really, Red Bull Land, watch it. TON at the same time. Tune in when Instinct and SQ aren't playing. And Kobe, thank you for putting on the LAN. I personally liked it. GameSpot, thank you very, very much. We are going to come to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have a little disclaimer, and we have some words to be thrown at some people, so stay tuned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into community questions, we need to have a little bit of a talk. So there's been a problem with pros playing online because people decide to boot people offline. Now, there's really one thing anyone can fucking say to this, and it's, what the hell is wrong with you people who are doing this? Why do you get satisfaction from actually knocking people offline? Like, what enjoyment is that for you? Just having them have misery in their day? If that's the case, I mean, you can just go to like a school zone and throw rocks at people. It's the same shit. And at least you're dealing out pain. Like, at least that's a plus. Just, I don't understand the reason behind it, but if anyone here knows anyone who actually does that, do us all a favor. Don't play with the cocksucker. Let everyone know he's doing it, and tell people to blacklist him. This isn't this hard. Just get rid of him. And it's not like you can go through Xbox support, because all they're going to do is beat around the question and be like, oh, we had no idea this could happen, when clearly they do. They're just so ignorant to admit it. But just blacklist these guys. I was told to not say his/her, probably a her. It's probably a chick on her period. Name, but yeah, you know, like that's for me. Nick, do you have anything to say, or does that wrap it up and we can jump in?
I mean, in a sense, it's just sad to see pros adding people they're getting blackmailed to add them, or else they'll get hit offline. Just fucking don't stream for a couple of days and ignore them. Like, what makes a difference? You make $15 by streaming. Just don't stream and get your practice in. If you're losing that much practice from streaming and get hit offline, then fucking get on fake accounts and set up a scrim. Like, it's not that hard to fucking... I mean, it's sad that someone does this, but that's what hackers do. Or hackers, people that, you know, do shit like this. That's what they do. They jerk off to it, so...
I'll give one little piece of advice. If it's really... I mean, I agree. Just ignore that shit. This is another way of trolling. But if it's really that bad of a situation, you could take legal action against them. Contact Twitch, or, you know, contact the police. And yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, it is illegal. People, I don't know if they're. I mean, the kids are doing it are 16 years old and think they beat the system.
You call. Listen, if you're gonna lawyer up, you say, listen, I get a lot of my income from streaming, therefore it's a job, and they're taking away from my job. They're hurting my business. Then it's a real offense. So, but don't cry about it on Twitter. Don't be like, these fucking ass, just ignore it, dude. I mean, all the kids want is recognition. Recognition's the best motivator, so just don't acknowledge it like Gandhi said.
No, I was told I wasn't allowed to acknowledge it. I was going to. I was giving in.
But you know what I mean. Whatever.
I got the worst smudge on my glasses. I can't see shit. It doesn't do anything when you breathe on it. It just makes it worse.
So,
all right, let's do this. Community questions.
Cool. And if you want to get a few in while we're rattling them off, I'm letting you guys submit questions to @NexyMLG. If I don't get to yours, no offense. Or, take offense because some of them are fucking retarded. But,
oh, shit!
Let's start with Overpowered. Overpowered_OP wants to know, hey, BESTMAN, what happened to BESTMAN's free-for-all?
Oh, shit, about that. Well, I pretty much, I wasn't sponsored by Gamma Labs or Gamma Gamers anymore, and that was pretty much what I was going to go through. It'd be a cool idea, but I just fell through, and then I quit, and then, stuff happened, but I'll make it up after this tournament. If there's no Halo, we're doing shit over here, so we'll make something happen. I'll make up for it.
Also, the LAN network was supposed to help pick it up and run an online tournament for him, which fell through. So really, Nick, to be honest, Nick invested, he put the wealth of the tournament in other people's hands instead of taking it into his own actions because he's lazy as shit, and because of that, there's no FFA. But it's an honest mistake.
I know Beyond Gaming will help you run an FFA. They'll do all the legwork for you.
Oh, yeah, they will. Beyond Gaming.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get
right in touch with Aaron.
Yeah, you should actually, dude. BESTMAN, they'll do it all for you, dude. And they're really good people. They do it right.
Yeah, Barbosa's like a fucking pirate and shit. Like,
all right, I'm moving on to the next question. Dylan Collins, pre-vintage, wants to know, you kind of rolled Dynasty out. They've been playing very good, and when Toxic goes off, they seem top 3, no doubt. So what about Dynasty?
I just don't. I see Dynasty as a team who actually needs a lot of practice, and to make that team switch from Dursky to Legit, Dursky and Legit are two totally different players.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you just switch up that whole team chemistry, I just don't see it working out for the better. Now, of course, that taking this standpoint, anyone could be like, oh, I think they'll perform, okay. So it's the safe pick. They're like, if you go out and say, oh, Dynasty's going to rape, and they get owned, then it's not the safe pick. But by me taking the standpoint, it's just kind of what I think. That's all.
Well, when it comes to Toxic, he, no offense to him, but he's just always been inconsistent when it comes to time. You could get the best. He's seriously like one of the best Halo players I ever watched. Like at some of these lands back in Halo 3 and Halo Reach. But then sometimes tournament comes and whether it's the team's fault or his, he just doesn't perform that well. So if he performs well, they will be a top 3 team. They will be in contention. And I think Dursky, he was one of those Twilight type players when Dmaq used to make fun of Twilight. Dursky makes teams better. So I'm not ruling him out. I just didn't know anything about him. He switched teams 10 days before an event. It's hard to give a prediction or switch players. Yeah,
it's just one of those things where it's like
it's just wasted time. Yeah. Your time and Legit's time, and it sucks to see that Legit would get screwed over like that.
I'll end this question with, I think if Toxic doesn't care about anybody, including his team, and he just shows that how much raw talent he has, he'll be considered one of the top in the game, like a Pistolo or a Snipe Down.
He has the potential, man.
No doubt about that. I've seen him single-handedly win games on CTF for his team.
Coach Main wants to know, how will pro players adapt to split screen free-for-all and 4v4s?
Oh, man. Very, very hard. I think it's going to be a rude wake-up call. It's pretty much going to be the scapegoat for any player getting knocked out of the FFA early. It's also going to be a scapegoat for any team who gets eliminated. Instead of saying, oh, we didn't practice, it's going to be like, oh, well, we're on split screen for best of 3. I think every single pro team is going to have a very hard adjusting to split screen. It's night and day different. Everyone knows that. Settings either feel too fast or too slow. You're looking now at your teammate's screen. You're right next to him. Literally 6 inches away from you is another team playing. You're claustrophobic. There's a lot of room for error on split screen.
It's so hard to hear.
If you get tunnel vision, it's almost GG. Like, you can't get absorbed in just your screen. You're watching your teammates as well. you could be sitting there for 10 to 15 seconds, not even moving because you're watching your teammates scream.
Yep.
It's these little things that in the moment that I think are going to be just humongous factors that pro players just are. I know they're all ready for it, but I think it's still going to be hard.
I honestly, I think, personally, over the past few games of Halo, I've shot better on split screen. I think it's easier to shoot.
I do too.
But that doesn't factor in the call outs, communication. We got beat in Meadowlands 08 by Rufio J's team on split screen.
Rufio J! I love that kid.
Yeah, so do I. But they were literally on fire, not missing, screaming call outs, talking shit, and we just got shit on. Well, granted, we were not a very good team, to the point where we were going to be a top 8 team. But that's going to happen. There's going to be a team like that's going to get upset, and there's going to be a team like that that's just going to come in shit talking and loud as shit. And I don't know, but I think it's easy to shoot on split screen.
Not to mention free for all. Free for all. There's so much room for error. If you get an amateur player who is really good at split screening and like screen watching, you're screwed.
Yeah.
He will kill you over and over again, and we all have done it because it's how you advance.
But no, the amateurs haven't. They don't know that you guys do this. When you pick your spot on the free-for-all, if you can pick where you sit next to the dumbest motherfucker and kill him, and that's the only person you go for. Look at his screen when you spawn, figure out where he is, and figure out if you can get to him. That's how you play free-for-all at split screen.
I screen watched the shit out of Hines back in 08 when he was a free-for-all kid. I knocked him out 5th round, Orlando. I'm proud of that to this day. Like, I screen so well off of people. Like, it's almost like a skill set. Like, if you can screen and base where you go off of, like, see, you're dead for however many seconds. Your route depends on the
information you take while you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I want to end this one by saying, unless you want to get one last word in, Scott.
Oh, no.
You're not going to be able to hear nades. You better learn how to screen watch, and I guarantee the pro players won't practice playing on split screen. That doesn't mean they're not going to play well because they're pro players for a reason, but maybe you practice split screen. It might put you ahead. I'm going to move on. Next question. Christopher Hogan wants to know, Gandhi in your prime versus Pistola in his prime, who would win?
Pistola.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, you can't put anyone up against Pistola.
You can't.
You just can't.
Dude, to be honest, in 07, he was actually really close to being better than me up close anyways. And that was, like, my go-to thing. Yeah, probably Pistola, man. I was hit or miss.
You've become a bit modest, Scott.
Yeah, it's because it's easier because no one fucking believes me, so I just say
there was a time where you would have been like, fuck Pistola, he sucks, I'm the best ever.
Yeah, but now no one believes it, so I just
Okay, how about this? In your prime, what would you have said?
Oh, I would have told Pistola to fuck himself.
There you go. All right, next question. James.
Wait. Can I ask?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Let me ask a question, based off of that. In their prime, Gandhi sniper or formal sniper?
Gandhi.
Gandhi
was the first guy to make it like so you could have a sniper on your team. Nobody was like designated sniper and like give the fucking sniper to that guy before Gandhi started doing it. And I stand by that.
I don't know, dude. Formal blames hard, man.
It does, man.
I mean, he brains. I don't know. It's one of it's my son. I have adopted him on Twitter.
Nice like you though. That's the thing too.
I know. I've adopted Formal on Twitter. We watch Ninja Warrior.
What the fuck, dude?
Next
question. I'm excited for this one. Who was the top? I'm going to change it to 3. Who were the top? James, a.k.a. Neptune_MLG, wants to know, who were the top 3 Halo 3 players in 2008? He asked the question, dude. I like the question.
Neighbor.
Yeah, Neighbor.
Legit.
Oh, that's a good one. Legit's a good one. BESTMAN, what do you say?
Neighbor is probably the best player in a way. And he obviously didn't bring Final Boss to a win when he joined, but he was still playing ridiculous Halo.
Yeah.
But, I guess it would have to be Neighbor, Legit, and...
S down.
damn it. I mean, yeah, Psychout or Roy. I think Roy went under the radar.
No. I'm going to say...
Roy brought Walshy and Soviet. Walshy got dropped off a team to a second-place finish.
That's
with
true.
One spot. You know what I mean? Like, he did a lot.
But that was the last event of the season, or the second last event of the
Shockwave,
season.
Gosayami, and it was
Here's my
and Captain Anarchy at Championships 08.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
So my top three, I'm gonna go with Snipe Down number one, Neighbor number two, and I didn't think about legit, but I'm gonna go a tie between Fear Itself and Pistola. I think Fear Itself at the end of 08 was retarded, or in the beginning of 08. All right, next question.
Hysteria was
Oh, that's true. There was a long time I thought he was the best in the game.
Hysteria is my third. Easily.
Euphorics wants to know, how do you feel about Halo being put on the spot for trash talking when the fighting game community is highlighted for it? Is this unfair? I don't think we should compare ourselves ever.
Well, because fighting game still has that grassroots feel, and we were getting put on a mainstream level where we had lots of sponsors. You know what I mean? We were mainstream. Halo was the game. So we got asked to turn it down while fighters strive on it.
Yeah, I think we're in a weird...
I think, honestly, dude, I've seen it time and time again from, like, refs. I think refs, honestly, need to pull the fucking stick out of their ass, because calling someone a dumbass, like, that should not warrant a fucking technical. I feel like the refs get, like, disrespected, and they just get, like, power hungry. They're just like a cop, you know? Like, that's how I feel a ref is sometimes. I think they just need to ease up. Like, I guarantee Krillin, or, I'm trying to think of another code. Yeah. I guarantee Krillin has never, ever given a technical. I mean, Code Red gave one out of his entire career. One.
No, Code Red gave one to...
APG.
APG.
Oh, was it?
Because he went out of control. He said, like...
I remember Lunchbox got technical before I was there. I got beat by him, so...
I think the refs just need to ease up a little bit and realize shit talk is gonna be there, and unless it's something bad, I think the four bugaboos that that you have to avoid is don't overuse fuck, don't use rape, don't use racial slurs, and don't attack personally like a girlfriend or a mom. That's it. That's it, man. If you avoid those, you should be able to say whatever word comes to your mind. Go to the dictionary, or go to whatever it's called, the source, that's the ticket, and look up all synonyms for idiot, predictable, average, stupid, retarded, all of those, and just throw them at the other team. Just throw fucking the source across the stage, hit the other team in the face, with the page open up on idiot.
Yeah, I mean, if you know a ref too, you get away with a lot. But you shouldn't be getting technicals on side stations. I can understand main stage, you're up there swearing and acting like an idiot, then you get hit with tech. But if you're on split screen or in the amateur or on the floor playing on station A1B, like you should be loud on the tanks, because you can't even think when you're down in there. It's like hell. It's so loud. So that's what kept me going when I was playing in there. Fuck. I remember, what was it? What year was it? We only played on main stage and feature station. It's like 09 or something.
Yeah.
No one played in the regular station. It was Constellation or something.
Yeah.
So, sucks.
Next question.
Moving on, James Sawyers, a.k.a. Flipside, would like to know, describe in one word your thoughts on how Halo 4 looked during the reveal. One word to describe your thoughts on Halo 4.
Questionable.
Interesting.
Interesting, is that with a question mark at the end?
Yeah.
Or...
question mark. Interesting.
I'd say, sure, whatever. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
sweet.
I thought Reach was going to be amazing, so...
To be honest, man, I've lost so much just faith that I just need the game to come out and just play it. Like, I don't want to watch any videos. I don't want to hype myself up. I just want to get the game, open it up, put it in my Xbox 360, and play. And if I like it, then I like it. I don't want to make any opinion based on...
Well, there's no beta.
Well, that's cliche. Fuck it.
All right, moving on. Be Aggressive FB wants to know, who is the LeBron James of Halo, meaning who's the best player to ever not win a Nationals?
Well, what about regular events? There's plenty of players who haven't won an event, too.
Well, let's count that. That makes more sense, yeah.
Hated LeBron.
Nated is definitely close to LeBron.
When you talk about being...
Best man's up there.
Come on, man. When you talk about being liked and disliked, I think it'd be Nated.
Nated's up there. Yeah, Nated's definitely
if he's on that path, he's made a lot of questionable decisions publicly and then, resented them and not, you know what I mean?
Has Hysteria won an event?
Yes.
Dallas,
what?
Years ago? I don't know, dude.
Multiple.
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, fuck. I don't know.
Is there anyone else who hasn't won an event? Well, national championships, I would throw... If you want to look at just national championships, I will throw Richie Hines as the LeBron James any given day because all of Halo 3 and Halo Reach, you could have argued that Richie Hines on his team should have won the Nationals, and he always, always, always choked, and he's never gotten anything better than 5th, 6th.
I'd even put him as one of the top 5 for 2008, Halo 3. I'd put Hines up there.
2010.
Yeah.
2009.
Whatever year. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Zach Hood _Hood would like to know, would you be willing to go to any AM lands in Columbus on Thursday, Friday? Real quick, I'll answer this. I'm going to say no because we're going to host a Halo Council from the event one of those nights. So that's why I won't be able to attend any lands.
How are we doing that?
Yeah, how are we doing that?
I'll figure it out, bro. Even if we have to record it and then play it later.
All right, that's good.
Or upload it to YouTube. I'll find a way. But I'm thinking Thursday or Friday night.
I'm all for it.
Okay, cool. Next question. Flawed in 3D wants to know, do you think that when players are on the main stage, players should trash talk more for entertainment? I guess we kind of answered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should.
Might as well. Especially with this last event, man, I would look at it like this. Like, this is your time to shine. And I think you guys go hog wild. Yeah. I'm kidding. Don't avoid my 4 bugaboos and do whatever you want.
All right, final question. I'm going to end it with this one. I like this one a lot. Adrenalize, a.k.a. Peter Hanna, wants to know, who's the Jeremy Lin of the league? One-hit wonder. Kind of like a one-hit wonder.
One-hit wonder.
2005 ROC.
Oh my God, I'll kill you.
Carbon Nationals 08, 09?
Yeah.
The one we were just talking about.
08 Carbon, or 09 Carbon, right? Individual player, D Fury.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good one.
I mean, is there any active still?
Huh?
No,
Is there any active
Like all time? Active of all time.
What's that Nocturnal Colonel kid doing nowadays?
I would say the one-hit wonder would be Sneaky Beaver.
I don't even know who that is.
He's not Alumni. He is Frosty's brother. They got top 8 at Nationals, and I don't think they'll ever do it again.
What about Poon?
Come on, dude.
Best man, did you want to answer?
I think you could think one-hit wonder. You gotta think literally.
Who?
Yeah,
Legend. Yeah.
He got lucky one goddamn event, and he
got third. Yeah, he beat your ass. And it wasn't him beating your ass. It was fucking Slim and Piracy were pissing down his throat.
Yeah, 2 sensitivities. Slim, like, in his 3XL shirt. He's like 150 pounds, 58-inch waist pants, just fucking spewing Detroit-isms all over me. I couldn't even understand what the fuck.
Fear Sick. Team Classic 2008.
That's a good one. Actually, I'm going to give it to Fear Sick.
And there we go.
That's the best one. What about Legend Pimps? No, he had a long run.
Classic 2009 championships.
Yeah.
Come on.
But no, we saw careers out of Ant and Soldier, and even Legend Pimps a little bit.
No. Best man.
What place did we finish? 3 events before that. What places were we in? 4th.
So?
5th. 5th, 2nd. What's so bad about that?
Well,
All right.
I don't feel like there's any other good questions. Best trash talker in Halo 3? Nobody.
Halo 3?
Nobody.
Gandhi for 1 year.
My year that I played.
Hysteria, maybe. Or Elamite.
Macchio.
Elamite or Hysteria. Hysteria did piss off Fear itself pretty good that one event.
Elamite got under a lot of people's skin, too. I don't know what it was about Elamite.
I don't know.
Macchio was good. Macchio was underrated.
Macchio was underrated,
I'd say Macchio.
Oh, Macchio was another player who's never won an event.
Macchio?
No, and if you also want to talk about national championships, Neighbor would definitely be a lot like LeBron James, because he's been to a lot, and he's never
won one event.
Just another one.
But, yeah, clutch towards the end, I guess. But, I mean, do you remember the lane we had when Pierson failed and we used Tuss? And Macchio, at the end of the game, we were downstairs in the basement, they were upstairs, and they won 50-49, and he floored Tuss, and he ran down the stairs screaming 1, 2, 3, 4, and jumped all the way down, acting like he was holding the BR. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was like a staircase, so it went down like that, and it turned like this, and it went down to the basement. And we're sitting there, and we're like all demoralized, and Macchio like comes down, and he like strafes onto the wall, strafes again, jumps down the stairs, like 4. It was sick. Oh, I forgot all about that, man. That was a good time.
That was a fun land. I think that's where you and Victory started to hate each other.
Yeah, he was mad that I called his ringtone middle school girl's ringtone.
Good times.
Yeah, great times.
There's no other questions?
Nah, I think we're good.
I mean, those were the good ones. I mean, sorry if you didn't get your question on the show.
Those were the good ones. We'll be honest. All the other ones suck. All right. Sayonara. See ya at Columbus.
Dude, you got it next Wednesday, Phil, or no? What's the plan?
We're doing it Thursday, pre-recorded.
We're going to be able to do it live. I have a feeling we'll be able to do it live, but we got to use one of your hotel rooms. How about this? I'll say it right here. We're going to do a live episode of the Halo Council either Thursday or Friday night from the MLG. If you want to be a part of it, you're allowed to come to the room, but you have to bring like a beer for me or something like that. You have to be quiet as shit, and as soon as we're done, I don't want to hang out with you, so leave. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. But
we need to find someone with a computer, like a laptop, an XSplit, and we'll be good to go.
I got all that, my friend. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll tweet about it and all that good stuff. I'm gonna seriously fix up HaloCouncil.com. But if you want me to do that, use it. I mean, there's stuff for you to do there right now. All that you can see when the pros are streaming. You can see all the latest YouTube videos from all the pros and personalities.
Live issues.
Yep. There's chat room. There's dope forums, and shout out to the guys who've been using it so far. I promise, as soon as I get time or help, we'll get the new software going. We'll even be even better. But thank you.
All right. For Nexy, Dmaq 88, aka BESTMAN, and myself.
Don't worry about I don't want any shout outs there, Send it without me.
I wasn't gonna even give myself a shout out.
Alright, I'm just kidding.
Alright, Nick, I'm done fishing this weekend. Fuck you. Alright, sayonara, everybody. Love you all. Stay tuned.
Check out the YouTube. Subscribe.
All the tigers with the stripes in the city, all the voices bold and busy is my type. On the banks of good and evil, raising arms like my tree. All the creatures, all the people, they want a piece of me. And you could be mistaken, they forsaken me. For if you don't forsake me, well you could call me past someone. You could be mistaken, they forsaken me. For if you don't forsake me, well you could call me past. You was you in that race, you got me, that on me, you for him. Easily, but